My life is extremely difficult. TLD, my dad died, no mom. Family kicked my siblings and me out of the house and inherited millions of debt. I haven't even graduated college yet. Facing multiple court cases every month. One of them can land my siblings and me in prison. I was once an avid practitioner of Stoicism. I feel that most of you would tell me that these things are external and beyond my control, but these aren't the run-of-the-mill problems like the simple death of a loved one or being terminated from a job. So my father passed due to COVID-19 and he was operating a medium-sized business when that happened. Due to the nature of the business, the pandemic hit it especially hard, causing it to fall into hard times. And he passed away because he had accumulated wealth. My extended family, basically his brothers, because I don't want to call them uncles, tried to get everything from us as they believed they should get part of his wealth because they were siblings. Mind you, these people are 40, 50-year-old bums and their children. My cousins hate them with a burning passion. So naturally, I didn't give them a single cent. And because we lived in our ancestral home, meaning multiple families living in one big house for generations, they kicked my siblings and me out of the house, of course not before verbally and physically abusing us first. They tried keeping our things, which I was able to retrieve after a lengthy process of stealing my own things at the dead of the night, and also enlisting the aid of the local government. Of course, they also reported me to the police to no avail, but still, it's pretty painful that my own family would try to land me in jail. They did that 3 times. Lastly, my father's employees all quit because no one was leading them, and eventually all the partnerships went into ruin, causing millions in damages. One department even went full traitor mode and became an actual crime syndicate. Stealing from our partners, it was involved in logistics, then proceeded to go AWOL. My siblings and I are now homeless. We live in the office of the company, which hasn't been fully paid for yet. I already received the demand letter for it. Broke and depressed. What can we do? 21 student. Parents, both deceased, kicked out of home, got swindled 3M, inherited a company filled with thieves. It all happened within less than a year. Let's jump right at it, shall we? My dad died on November last year due to COVID, which left me traumatized as he took his last breaths at the side of the road as the hospitals were filled to the brim. At this point, we didn't have money anymore and the hospital wouldn't even let me get his body unless we paid. God bless my friends as they helped me raise funds. My relatives didn't. His own brothers didn't go to his funeral. My mom died when I was 8 due to cancer. And because we were all living in my grandfather's house, my relatives felt that they had a share to my father's inheritance. They kept telling me that my dad promised they'd give them this and that, and of course I told no, so my grandfather decided to throw a fit and kick me out of the house whilst keeping all our stuff. After months of slowly stealing my own shit from my house, I finally got everything with some help with police. It's hard to believe that the people who helped raise me now report me to the police for getting my stuff from my own house. Then my stepmother. Well, Dad's girlfriend got all crazy and used our money to buy a $3 million house. At this time, I wasn't still all there as I haven't gotten over my dad's death, so I obliged. Turns out the house was seated at a plot of land with legal problems that the seller didn't tell us about thus. I'm now processing a court hearing with them. To them, the company, I inherited this shit show. It's not a big company, just a small 5-employee company. Once they heard my dad died, they just started stealing shit and leaving one by one. Now clients are suing the company. I literally just inherited this company, and now I have multiple thieving-related cases to attend to whilst trying to make it survive. Additionally, our neighbor who pretended to be an accountant swindled my stepmom in helping us with the accounting of the company. She ran away with the money. Now here I am, broke, inherited so many problems, all while not being able to visit my dad as currently I'm just living in a cheap room in the rural areas. I'm also still a student. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I drink every night to fall asleep. I want to disappear. A teenager's tips for fellow teenagers. So you're either in chess, college, or just finished your degree. Here's the tip to generalize all the tips below. Be really, really smart with your money. If you want to find a job and still don't have your degree or haven't landed one, look for a job in the internet. I recommend using online jobs, as it allows undergrads as long as you have a Govt-ID, driver's license, postal ID, voter's ID. Study about investing. It is not as hard as they make it to be. People deliberately portray stocks as extremely hard and mathematical, but in reality it's easy as pie. You don't need to be a college graduate to understand it. Don't get a car unless absolutely necessary. There's a difference between need and want, guys. Remember, cars depreciate really fast throughout the years, and don't get me started on gas prices, maintenance, and upgrades. Remember that renting a car is always an option. When buying things online, think about it for a week. Lazada and Shopee capitalize on letting us feel good when we've bought something just because we don't automatically shell out money when we do. We have to wait for the delivery first. Study on ways to create passive income. Passive income is the only way rich people get rich. Basically, this is any source of income, i.e. investing, money lending, etc., that doesn't require you to work. Education is always a good investment, be it cooking classes, baking classes, or even foreign language classes. Knowledge is never cheap, and once it's with you, it's there forever. Do not sell your time. Although this may be hard because of the culture in our country, selling your time is never worth it. What do I mean by this? Staying at a job that pays below minimum wage for years on end. Money can always be earned, time cannot. Always transact in cash. Credit card companies make a fortune off people with bad spending habits because they capitalize on the feeling of nothing is lost by bypassing the process of you handing out cold hard cash to the cashier. Think of cash as time. Instead of looking at a 10-0 bag or 40-0 laptop, think of it as 15 days or 4 months of your life you're never going to get back. Is it still worth it? If yes, get it. Never make money your God. Make it work for you. So never tell anyone how much money you make, especially family members. The expensive belt you're wearing. No one cares. The shiny mags on your car. No one cares. Only buy things that make you happy. Never buy things just to impress. Recurring small payments in your budget, such as getting milk tea or drinking every weekend. Your salary is a reflection of how hard you are to replace, not how hard you work. Don't spend money you don't have. What I mean by this is getting the monthly or annual payment options for your gadgets, etc. Paying in cash will always guarantee a lower price anyways. Use your talents or hobbies as a source of income if possible. There is always someone willing to buy another man's talent. Being generous is good, but don't help others out a ditch if you're in one yourself. Buy quality things rather than cheap one-time use objects. Keep all your coins in a bowl or a piggy bank. Yes, even centavos count. Don't be too frugal that you miss out on life's joys. Always allocate some vacation cash shopping money. Keep this at 5% of your monthly income and you'll be fine. Graduating never guarantees work, not even for students of the Big Four. Tough luck, guys, but that's the reality. Making money is different from earning money. To earn money, you sacrifice your time working for others. To make money, you sacrifice your free time on projects or ideas that are your own. But you must always learn to earn money before trying to make it. Pets are like children. They need food, water, medical bills, and time. If you cannot commit to a monthly expense of around 10 yen, I suggest buying a cactus instead. Don't let the animal suffer because you want to save cash. We live in a capitalist country in a capitalist world. Remember that money is power, and once you've mastered the art of saving and making money, the world is your oyster. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you would like to see more, feel free to subscribe.